Hey up everyone, this is a bike I told you about a few years ago now, and it's taken a long time for Brixton to bring it to market as a finished machine ready for sale, but it has now been released in India and a few other countries, and it should be available in Europe very soon. Why an Austrian company uses British names to badge their bikes but then doesn't bring them to the UK has always been a bit baffling to me, but that is a different question and maybe it will change. They can't be limiting their market to sell to expats around the world, but as it stands, these are Austrian designs using British names made in China and Thailand. So it's a bit of a complicated mixture. Some will love it and others hate the design, but one thing's for sure, no one can say that the Brixton Storr is just another Chinese copy bike. It isn't just a cut and paste styling exercise either. This is a serious piece of design that has taken years to get to market. So maybe, as a relatively new company, they have actually done the R&D, rather than releasing a half-tested model onto the market to let us find the weak points. They have much more to lose if a new model begins to fail shortly after release than the more established brands. Brixton are owned by a company called the KSR Group. As well as the Brixton brand, they own QJ Motors, Royal Enfield, Malaguti, Motron Motorcycles and NIO, who make electric scooters, as well as ATVs by Segway and Access Motors, and Lexington four-wheel electric things that seem to be a bit between an ATV and a tuk-tuk. So behind this small brand is a giant parent company with massive manufacturing facilities and a very active R&D department that has access to much of what was the old MV Agusta tech. But that's a different story I talk about in a video called Revealing the Secret Deal that gave China MV Agusta's best engine, and I will link it at the end. So what exactly is the Brixton Crossfire Storr, you may ask? And why, when Royal Enfield and QJ Motors have such a hefty and growing presence on the world stage, are KSR putting their weight behind such a small brand? I can't really answer the second part of that question, but I will do my best to answer the first. Before I go on, I have to say a quick thank you for all the support, and especially to the BAREBONESMC family on the Ko-fi page. You can find more videos there and on the Rumble channel, as well as the backup channel here on YouTube. But for now, grab a cuppa and settle in. And if you're watching on a mobile, please try and give the video as many height points as you can, because YouTube's latest addition to its algorithm is now taking centre stage, even though it's only available on mobile. Anyway, the Brixton Crossfire Storr is an A2 licensed bike aimed squarely at new riders, so it comes with the preset limitations of the A2 license regs. But from what I have seen, it's one of the few bikes that actually seems to show a fairly close design to the prototype first shown at EICMA in 2022. It's aimed squarely at the market the old CB500X once held tightly in Japanese hands, but with the disappointment of the NX500 and the multitude of Chinese options now available, this is a hotly contested market segment. It's powered by a 486cc parallel twin, which I imagine is from QJ Motors, and will produce 47 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 43 Newton meters, or about 32 foot-pounds of torque at 6,700 RPM on the Indian market. And even with Euro 5 Plus compliance, I would expect those figures to be the same. It isn't a highly tuned engine, so it shouldn't be too high maintenance either. It comes as standard with a 19-inch front and 17-inch rear wheel, fitted with cross-spoke rims for tubeless tyres. And as with most modern ADV bikes, it seems these days it comes fitted with Pirelli Scorpion tyres. Fuel tank is 16 litres, so not massive, but with good economy of 20 to 25 kilometres per litre, that will still give you a minimum of 320 kilometres or 200 miles of range, even if you are giving it some beans. Ridden for range, you should be able to get around 400 kilometres or 250 miles to a tank. Like the look of it or not, it is distinctive, and has been purpose-built as an ADV bike that will perform on-road, but will also handle most trails without much trouble. The way they've integrated panel protection is a one-off on the market and does away with the need for extra engine bars for crash protection in quite an ingenious way, with replaceable crash protection panels designed into the bodywork. It also comes with what looks like a stainless rad guard and a decent bash plate, although I'm not sure how the bash plate is mounted. So many designs now seem to bolt them directly to the engine itself, which I think is another ridiculous trend. What I saw straight away is that unlike many, it has a bolt-on rear subframe, which I like, as there is inevitably times in the dirt when the bike goes over and it's too easy to end up with a twisted subframe and written off bike if that happens when a welded subframe has been used. It also comes with a fully stainless steel exhaust system. It has a tubular rear swing arm that harks back to the old Benelli swing arm design used on the pre-Chinese takeover Italian triples too. So you can see that the design has been thought about, not just thrown together like so many bikes you see today. It's been made for a purpose and looks to be capable of fulfilling that role. A vertically aligned TFT dash makes much more sense than many horizontal ones you see, and a full tyre pressure monitoring system is included too. Brakes are from the Spanish company Yuan, and with a single 320mm disc up front and a 240mm disc on the rear, they should be more than capable. And it also has a dedicated switch for simple push-button switchable ABS too. The ABS system is made by Bosch, with the rear wheel's anti-lock brakes easily turned off on the fly for dirt riding. It has an upright riding position and a fairly tall screen too, so weather protection should be good, and long distance comfort is again being considered. It's compact, yet still gives the rider a commanding riding position with a good rider triangle and a comfortable seat. So it will work well for riding miles on a motorway, everyday commuting, or stood up off-road. Headlights and taillights are full LEDs, as are the body-mounted indicators and fog lights. So in a rollover in the dirt, you don't trash the indicators or fog lamps. The handguards look more substantial than the average too, although this will only be proven in time. So I would say it ticks a lot more boxes than many of its competitors, to be honest, even the more expensive ones from more established brands. An Indian friend who I have to say is almost as critical as me gave it a glowing report with the statement, "The build quality is the best I've seen on any Chinese-made bike. There haven't been any issues I know of, and there are certainly no fit and finish problems. It's comfortable to ride, and although a little heavier than I expected, once moving, that disappears. Yes, in the dirt it wouldn't be great, but on the road it feels solid and planted." That brings us to suspension, which is adjustable and made by KYB, so I imagine it will be a similar spec to the systems fitted to so many bikes now, but I can't confirm the travel yet. Seat height on the bike is more than manageable compared to many at 33 inches or 839mm, so you don't need to be a giant or wear stilts to ride it. As well as the Honda, it will inevitably be compared to the CF Moto 450 MT or Ibex, and first impressions make me think it will be a much better road bike, but won't be quite as good in the dirt. But this is a bike aimed squarely at new riders, so they are maybe considered less likely to take it on more demanding trails where a 21-inch front wheel would be beneficial. Brixton themselves say that the Storr 500 was designed to tread the narrow path between essential Brixton purism and fresh, raw wildness, with its unique look and incredible power. They say the name comes from the rock formation of the same name on the Isle of Skye in Scotland, and that the rugged design of the bike is modelled on the wild landscape of the rugged north. So the usual meaningless marketing drivel. It will apparently come in black and green bodywork for 2026 buyers, but I have seen several greens and a sort of mustard yellow version too, so we will see. Colour doesn't sell a bike for me, capability and reliability does. MSRP for the bike is €6,400 in Europe, which would be around £5,500 in the UK or just over $7,500 in the USA if either country ever gets them. And that is part of the question here. Will we actually finally get Brixton bikes in the UK or America? Will they be able to set up a decent dealership network with enough parts? I understand that they've already entered the Australian market, so maybe some of the Australian subs can tell me how they are going down there and how they are seen in the market. I remember one person saying when it was first shown that it looked like someone had melted a Husqvarna Norden at the front, but I think that's a bit unfair really. I actually like the look of it, but it won't be to everyone's taste. Practicality, reliability and capability are the things that make a good bike great in my opinion, much more than a paint job and style. Do you think there is a place in the market for this bike? Can it challenge the NX500, CF Moto MT450 Ibex, Vogue and Cove 500 twins and others? Let me know your thoughts below. Thanks as always for watching, and I look forward to hearing your comments. You know I'll reply as soon as I can. Try to remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're watching on a mobile, hitting the hype button helps us too, but sharing the video any way you think people will be interested helps us most of all. Do remember to look on the main channel page too, because to be honest, they are burying most of my videos these days, and in my honest opinion, the YouTube algorithm is broken. The channels you subscribe to are much less likely to appear in your feed now. You will have to search them out. If you would like to help us to stay truly independent, on the Ko-fi link in the description, you get access to a private group where I share videos I just can't screen on YouTube. There are videos anyone can watch there, but you can make a one-off donation or join our group of monthly subscribers for access to other videos that only the channel's patrons can see. Join us on Rumble too. And don't forget, we make the best biker t-shirts. Hundreds of original designs on premium quality t-shirts and neck gaiters, all available worldwide. Links to the main website and the Redbubble shop are in the description. Have a great week, and always remember, keep your spanners close and your keys even closer. Ride free, everyone!